Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Leo, excuse me, in November 2019. Excuse me. Hello, Leo. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. All right, Leo. Happy Thanksgiving for those who are celebrating later in the month of November. I hope you guys have an amazing day spent with family and friends if you're here in the States or wherever you are in the world celebrating. I hope it's a good time for you. And again, I hope that you're around people that you know and love and who treat you nicely and you treat them nicely back and you just have a wonderful, happy holiday time, okay? Eat lots of food if you are able, because I'm going to try my best not to overindulge when Thanksgiving comes around. I'm going to try my best. Try my best. Anyway, guys, anything else? Yeah. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Do all that fun stuff if you like what you see here. I will announce it now. I will be going live actually Thanksgiving week here on the channel, just as, you know, a way to pay back for all of the amazing growth and, you know, connections I've made here on the channel doing this work for a little over a year and a half now. I've had a great time watching everything flourish. And so just to show my gratitude, I will go live for everybody in the collective Thanksgiving week, but you can look out for announcements for that as the date approaches, okay? All right, let's go. Leo, that is your main spread there. I've shuffled off camera to sort of kind of save time. I'll shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all of the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins, and I just dropped a bunch of cards on the floor. Ay, Dios mío, so many. 1 second. Okay, Leo, I apologize about that. So I'll shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. All the cards are, once all the cards are out, there will be a time, oh my God, I can't even talk. Once all the cards are out, that's when the reading begins. There's a timestamp in the description box if you want to jump ahead. You can also find the information you need to order a reading with me if you so choose down in the description box. Just go ahead and tell me what kind of, I want to say what kind of order, but that's not, my words are really messed up, so I don't know if that means something. I actually had a pretty heavy meditation with the Leo energy, so maybe being tongue-tied is a part of that energy. I guess we'll find out when the reading actually starts. But again, down in the description box, if you want to place an order with me, that's how you do it. You just tell me what kind of reading you want, and I'll work with you on that, okay? Jeez. Let's figure out what's going on here, okay, Leo? Let's go. All right, please show me Leo's energy. Excuse me. I can't speak. Right. This is weird. Let me see Leo's outcome for November 2019. Please show me Leo's outcome for November 2019. Please show me. Oh, wow. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Kind of came sideways, so let's figure out which way it's supposed to go on the board. Okay, thank you. Is that the card that was... Yes. So, as you can see, this card is frayed. It's got like a tear there. And I was just shuffling along and I had noticed it. I was like, oh, that tear is getting worse. And I just made note of it in my head. Oh, that tear is getting worse on this card. And then it comes as the outcome. Leo, what is going on? That meditation, the way this video has started. Hey, what a fiasco so far. And it's not even like that bad, but it's just like what I feel is like fiasco. So let's see if I'm correct. Or I don't know. Let's flip the card that came face down. All right. And then let's see what's going on. Please show me where Leo is in November 2019. Please show me Leo in November 2019. Please show me. What? Come on. One more time, please. Okay, we got it. We got it. Got it. Jeez. Leo, coming into your reading, you come in with the Emperor card. Major Arcana for Aries, so some of you might be dealing with an Aries, but you don't have to be. If you are dealing with someone else, this person is hell on wheels, it feels like. It feels like this person is very intense. It feels like this person is very no nonsense. It feels like this person is either your boss or a boss of you or someone of authority in your life. Hard to control, hard to manage, hard to get a hold of, hard to pin down, very staunch, very stoic, very standoffish, yeah? If this is not another person, those are kind of the characteristics that you're embodying right now, Leo, or that's how someone is perceiving you. Thank you. Like, I mean, look at this guy. He sits on a throne made of concrete or some other hard surface. Like, it's not a cushy throne. There's probably not like a little back pillow back there. No, this guy sits on rock all day. So there's a bit of an intensity to this energy, to this person, to this demeanor. In some cases, feels a little bit unapproachable. Can't reach them. Can't get close to this person. They might be busy. They might be consumed with work, consumed with finances, consumed with their status or maintaining a status or defending their status. There's just something where this Emperor energy, whether it's you or someone else, is so focused on the self-maintenance, but not in like a health type of self-maintenance. No, like maintaining my status, maintaining my security, maintaining my money, my finances, maintaining my house, you know, just on the task of making sure the empire doesn't fall, that the empire doesn't crumble, right? Oh, boy. I'd have to look that up. I've never noticed that. He's holding something in his left hand. Is it a coin or a fruit? He's holding like some orange or yellow ball-shaped thing in his left hand. I've never noticed that. I'm gonna have to figure that out because I'm sure people have mentioned what it is. But if I were to take it as fruit, again, it's like I'm trying to ensure, this is the Emperor's energy, not me talking. The Emperor's energy is trying to ensure fruitfulness, that things are stable, that things are secure, that things are bountiful, right? Whether that be for themselves as an individual or for family or friends or business partners. There's just a minding of the P's and Q's, but also not taking any shit. Not taking any gambles, not taking any, you know, undue risks. This person is very sharp right now. Incredibly sharp. So sharp, they cannot be touched. Thank you. Meaning, there might be a bristly nature to this person, prickly nature, where it feels like they are not someone you can engage with right now. You can't talk to them. They won't see sense. They're not very sensitive right now. They're not very open right now. They're very closed off. They're very guarded. Like, the interaction between you two, if it exists at all, is very minimal. And that suits this person right now because it fulfills their purpose, or it fulfills whatever goals they're moving towards, whatever they're prioritizing, okay? You know, that feels almost 50-50. Some of you, that's someone you're dealing with. Others of you, that is you, or that's how others are perceiving you. And no matter what, I feel that is just, for the moment, the way it is. The way this person is, the way you are, for the moment, no budging. No budging at all. It's very interesting. What else? Because there's a lot of people here, but I'm not picking up on who they are just yet. Oh, okay. Get this. It feels like this is a response, action, or stance the Emperor is a response to something. So what it feels like, Leo, is that after some time has passed, a few weeks, a few months, maybe years of something either accumulating or building up to sort of a boiling point or a peak point, now the Emperor is on the scene. Now this energy, this persona, this, like I said, this response has come to the surface. And again, it's so heavy and just like dug into the ground, not budging, not compromising, not communicating, nothing, right? All for the sake of, again, protecting or ensuring the abundance or the growth of an empire. Whatever you or they view as the empire. Family, friends, business, personal goals and endeavors, personal achievements, personal finances, whatever you think of as the empire, the Emperor is there to guard it, is there to safeguard it, is there to make sure nothing destabilizes it, right? Now, I think that's sort of like a core energy, like a furnace. Like they're showing me like a furnace or like a charcoal burner, like you would see like on an old-fashioned train. Like isn't that how like trains used to move? You would like shovel coal into like this fire pit and that would make the train move essentially. So that's what I think the Emperor represents, this fiery pit that just is exuding energy, thrusting either you or this person forward. It gives them momentum, gets the wheels turning, chugging down the track, chugga, 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 right? What's happening is to keep with the train metaphor, if you guys are new to my channel, I use metaphors and analogies all the time. Comes with being clairvoyant, okay? So as the train is moving down the track, what's happening is there's cargo on the train. Eight of Swords, which is strange to consider Eight of Swords to be cargo, because cargo is usually something that you're taking with you, that you're shipping somewhere, that might have value or is even regarded as precious. And to say that the Eight of Swords is that, it's kind of a weird thing, because if you know anything about tarot, Eight of Swords is a feeling of being stuck, of being incapable of moving, of feeling trapped. Those are kind of the undertones of this energy right now. More so to the point is that this Eight of Swords is about vulnerability, of feeling powerless. Okay. Okay. There we go. They gave me a better example than this damn train with a piece of cargo on it. So what this could be is a person, another person, a child, children, a relationship partner, a business partner, another family member, a friend, or for those who are just on this solo journey of self-improvement and getting into your mental and spiritual health, right? And emotional health. This could be your inner child. This could be childhood woundings. This could be, trauma that you carry with you, that you've carried with you into your adulthood. And not that you're trying to protect it. As in to hold on to trauma. No. Again, it's like safeguarding. I don't want anyone to come along and poke the bear, or I don't want anyone to come along and make light of or undermine my trauma. I don't want anyone to come along and, if it goes back to an external person, I don't want anyone to come along and continue to victimize my children. That's for somebody. I must protect my child. I must protect my children. I'm not going to allow them to be victims in this. I'm not going to allow them to be taken advantage of. I'm not going to allow them to be abused. Okay. Very sensitive. Leo, that's why your meditation was so freaking, oh God, it was heavy. So that's what this is there's a vulnerable party here, either a vulnerable part of yourself or a vulnerable party, another person that is vulnerable in a situation. Maybe they have mental and emotional instability. Maybe they have, depression, low self-esteem, suicidal thoughts, a lot of that, because that's what the Eight of Swords is, mental torment that you, to a certain degree, inflict upon yourself. If you don't solely do it, you co-sign on that energy. Meaning, your self-esteem or your low self-esteem, not you, but this person, their low self-esteem could be the result of years of people not valuing them, years of people telling them they're worthless, years of people telling them they're no good, that they're stupid, that they're ugly, that they're this, that they're that. And eventually you hear that long enough, and you hear it so continually, you start to believe it, and then you start to self-perpetuate that energy. That's how you can get to this co-signed energy, or this self-contained energy of mental anguish and torment and oh God. Whew, done. I don't want to talk about that. Not anything new. It's just I'm done talking about that, because I think you get the point. So the Emperor steps in, or has grown up out of you, has boiled up over time and become so incredibly strong and just like resilient, as in no more am I going to allow this person to be treated that way. No more, not on my watch. I'm taking care of business now. This Emperor in relation to that Eight of Swords. Ah, oh, Lord, what else? Oh my God, like I don't like that feeling. Oh, stop it, stop. Go away. Leo, not a fun reading so far for me as the empathic person sitting here feeling this. This is not fun. So I can only imagine how you feel. And again, this is a response. This is such a strong response of protection, batten down the hatches, pull up the drawbridge, kingdom and empire is shut down. Nobody gets in, nobody gets out. It's kind of like the Emperor is not going to move from his perch, but he keeps watch. He keeps his his feelers are out. So it's a very interesting dance that the Emperor is doing, of being not open, but still allowing information to go in and out. Information in particular. Yes, there it is. I'm like, what is this information shit? Lord. Page of Swords. So this could be someone else. It could be someone else. Now, in the situation where you're talking about actually, like, in your reality, protecting someone. Let's say you take in a child who isn't yours, or let me just paint an example here. What they're showing me, or what it feels like, is someone has a child, but that child was in the care of someone else, foster parents, other relatives, the other parent, I don't know. And while in the care of others, the child was mistreated. Now that the child comes home to Leo now is serving as the Emperor. Nobody gets close to this precious baby of mine. Nobody comes near this person. Everybody get out, and I'm going to work about, getting things healed for this person, or protecting this person, just to keep it at protection. The Page of Swords feels like, in that specific case, would be someone, a lawyer, child protective services, counselors, or what are they called? Agents? What are they called? I don't know what they're called. People who work for child protect, like caseworkers. There you go. I think it's caseworkers. Caseworkers, detectives. That's what this feels like. People who have input. People who have intel. People who have some. What do you call that? Facts, evidence. People who have an inside track as to the history, perhaps, of what has happened to this person. If it's not an external person, whether it be a child or an adult, your kid, your best friend, your grandmother who was being abused in her senior citizen home or whatever, whoever you take in, if it's not an external person, if this is Leo's self-work, this could be a therapist, your Page of Swords. This could be a counselor. This could be a healer, a Reiki master. It could be, a pastor, a minister, a rabbi. I don't care. It could be anybody, but they would be not an expert. They're not the top of the line, but because the page is just a novice in any suit, whether it be swords or wands or pentacles or cups. They are starting out. So maybe this person is young in their field, okay? a young police officer, a young therapist, a young yogi master, a young yogi or Reiki practitioner or whatever. What they lack in experience, they make up for with their tenacity, with their fervor, with their energy. Their energy is resolute. Their intention to help you, to give you guidance, to give you clues, or dig up information, dig up evidence, or, source whatever they need, whatever you need, this person is helping you. And they're really smart, they're really clever, they're well educated, or they're well versed, if not, traditional education. They're well spoken on the subject, something like that. And this person, as the Page of Swords is also sometimes called a spy card, this person, this is some real, it's not espionage, but it feels like an episode of Law and Order or something like that, where this person might be undercover. Maybe not literally, but you see what I mean, where it... Okay, that's another thing they're showing me. God, this is very intense. Jesus, I should put trigger warning in the title of this, because this might be triggering for some of you. This person might have been in a similar situation to the Eight of Swords person. That's where their fervor and their energy comes from. They can relate to having experienced something quite similar themselves, and that has inspired them to become a caseworker or an advocate, something like that. Or in the case of, officers, you see a lot in that line of work, right? So this is what their 200th case, working with domestic violence, or working with, God forbid, sexual assault victims. It runs the gamut. It's a general reading, guys. So if it's not this dark for you or this dire for you, please allow. But somebody needs to hear this. There has been an incredible, just this really intense situation of abuse or neglect, victimization. And abuse comes in all shapes and sizes, all types, for however long a period. It really is specific to the person. But this person is a sympathizer. This person has been down that road themselves, or they've worked in this profession so long, this is the person who, when you talk to them, I've seen it all. Even if they're new in their field, or even if they might be maybe not as polished as others in their field, because that's the other part of the page or pages, is that they're not polished, they're not refined. So this person might be a little bit rough around the edges. This could, I'm not sensing lawyer, but there could be something here about a legal situation, right? Going to court, could be a court officer, or like I said, an advocate, or they're court advocates, especially in the case of children. But they're helpful to you. That's the point. They're helpful to you. Now, okay. Now the King of Wands. What's going on? And I wish you could see my hand, because I'm doing this. I'm doing this motion up by my head, near my ear. What's that signal? I'm signaling something. Well, what am I signaling? Stop it. Okay. Okay. Wow. I don't like this. Oh my God, I don't like this person. King of Wands. Fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could be you, but I doubt whoever's watching this, it is you, because this oh no. No, don't like them. Don't like them at all. Listen, this could be the perpetrator of what's happened with the Eight of Swords person. Could be. It could just be someone who doesn't support you, support this person. This person is an adversary. Oh, go away. I don't like this. So I want to process this as quickly as possible as the reader here. I'm getting this feeling of someone who has turned a blind eye at the least offensive point. This person turns a blind eye. They ignore the problem. They ignore you. They ignore this person. They ignore that person. Because I mean, look at the orientation on the board. He's facing this way, right? Everything else that is dealing with where we've spoken before, Leo, is all this way. But his attention, his eye line is away. So this person at least is not listening to the case, not understanding okay, there we go. Not understanding. Oh, go away. I don't like you. I'm like trying to protect my own energy fields here because I don't want this to stick with me after I'm done. So I don't want it to essentially latch onto me. I want it to stay over there. So what this is, it feels like a person in your family who's close to the situation, either you or that Eight of Swords person, and they don't listen. I'm sensing older person, family member, grandmother, grandfather, father, mother, older brother, sister, whoever, you know, no gender in a general, right? And the fire sign quality doesn't have anything to do with it. They could be a Pisces, for God's sakes, and still be doing this. But this person is either in a position to help, or they're in a position where their understanding and their sympathy and their support is vital. And they're not doing it. They're not doing it. They're not doing it. They might be very selfish. Like, I don't like to talk in these terms because I don't necessarily feel authorized to do so sometimes, but this person feels like they have a dark energy about them, meaning their worldview, their social conditioning, their emotional intelligence, their emotional aptitude, or their emotional maturity, mental aptitude, maturity, and ability might limit them. Not saying that they're stupid. I'm not saying that they're, you know, heartless or anything like that. What I'm saying is their capacity to break through or to be able to see a situation beyond what they have already comprehended or perceived is difficult. Oh, God damn. This is one of those people who will blame a victim. Oh, bitch, I don't like you. Go away. I'm upset. Listen, this is a person who, just generalizing, I'm not trying to point out anybody's situation, but this is a person who, you know, in the case of like a rape, okay? God, this is going to get a trigger warning right on the title. This is a person who, in the case of a rape, will look at the female victim and go, well, what were you wearing? Nasty. What were you saying to him? Well, did you flirt with him? And it's like, regardless of any of that, someone has been assaulted, someone has been raped, someone has been hurt against their will. Nobody on this earth has the right to hurt another person. Eight of Swords has been hurt. Eight of Swords is the victim here. And you're pointing at the victim saying, well, what did you do to provoke that happening to you? This person, not a fan. Not a fan. Not a fan. I'm sure you're not either. Whoever they are in your situation, given Leo, I said, where are you? They're above you. So again, older family member, maybe someone in authority, maybe this is a law situation and maybe this is another lawyer or the judge on the case or the prosecutor or the defense, whatever. This person has a history or, like I said, just a conditioning in them that doesn't allow them to see the other side, to be sympathetic, to be empathetic towards another person. Or specifically this person. In a family situation, let me tell you, if it's a family situation and the Eight of Swords has a quote-unquote reputation in the family, let's say a general black sheep in the family, an outcast, a misfit, this person is like, well, you don't follow the rules of the family, you don't fit in here, you do this, your lifestyle is this, the way you dress is like that, your political ideas are like this and that and da-da-da-da-da. So what else did you think would happen? Why would you say that? You dirty bitch. Sorry. Uh, gotta reel myself back in, because I don't know if that's your reaction, Leo. I don't know if that's someone else's reaction, but there's like a callousness to this person that, like I said, feels like it's dark energy. That's how they are. That's who they've been their entire life. Or in terms of this specific context, related to you, related to the Eight of Swords person, maybe related to the advocate or the person who's trying to help the situation, the Page of Swords. This person has just been a piece of work the entire time. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about him anymore because it's uncomfortable for me, and I assume for you. Leo, what you see now on the board is this little triangular shape. I only ever intend to lay a 6-card spread. When you get 2 cards in one position, it makes the triangle shape that I just mentioned, makes it a triplet. Sometimes this is a complementary or supplementary story to what we discuss in the 4 cards. I don't know what it is just yet. I'm going to look now and figure it out. Well, it's absolutely complementary. Because, Jesus Christ, Leo. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you. Maybe I'm your advocate in this moment. Not entirely, okay? Because I don't know any of you personally. But I feel so strongly about this reading. And what I see is it gets my instincts up. My instincts are to... Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I'm looking down here and I see what we've been talking about this whole time. Oh my God. So something has ended. And that's good. This Ten of Swords, if you're familiar with tarot, you might be a little scared of it. No, don't be. The Ten of Swords, the ending of a painful situation, the ending of, oh God, again, this word abuse and victimizing and just being hurt. That's over. Thank you, God. Okay? It's over. Everybody can breathe. Everybody take a breath. You know, and it's obviously it's not as easy as that in some of your cases, but the worst of the worst has been completed. All right, let's just go ahead and draw a line under that. It's finished. Doesn't negate or ignore the fact that it happened, because those 10 swords are very prevalent. It's a very violent scene. It's a very traumatic scene to behold, right? But 10s in tarot and indicate a culmination point. We're able to release. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes time. But eventually we can release that. Oh, I thought it had stopped recording. Oh my God, I got so scared for a second. Now, the interesting thing is that it's paired with the Chariot. Major Arcana for Cancer. Some of you might be dealing with a Cancer, but you don't have to be. I think the immediate reaction to this being done, finished, is to run away. Which is definitely confirmed just in the energy of this reading, but it's also confirmed with the next card that we're going to talk about. But to run away and to have purpose, to have an actual clear destination. That's what the Chariot signals. I'm moving on, or we're moving on, or we're changing location, we're moving homes, and it's not just leave for the sake of leaving. It's leaving with the purpose of arriving somewhere else, of finding clearer shores or a clearer road, rather, a clearer path. Not an easier one, but one that we can anticipate or navigate safely. You know, I feel that historically what has happened previous to this point has been a rocky road. It's been full of all kinds of booby traps and surprise, negative surprises. I'm really not sharing all the things they're showing with me or showing to me. But what it is, Leo, in general, is someone, most likely the Eight of Swords person, has just come away from an incredibly violent, if not physically violent, mentally violent, emotionally violent, and if not violent at all, volatile, okay? High anxiety, high stress, just like precipitating, like what there's like raining down, like a monsoon of emotional turmoil, if not physical or mental, emotional turmoil. So now that that's over, again, it's over, there is this ability, chance, opportunity, could be a person, could be you could be the Chariot as well, Leo, or just, it could even be in the embodiment of a moving van. Like literally, someone has been living in an abusive situation and they don't feel free until they see the U-Haul truck pull up to the house. It could be something like that. That literally, not until I leave this home, leave this space, do I feel it's done. Something like that. The benefit, not even benefit. The essence of the Chariot is, again, moving with purpose. Often, and this card has come out a lot, actually, and I think it's come out in almost all the readings. This card indicates, or the essence of it, rather, is being destined, being guided, being pulled or pushed, not in a negative way, in a healthy way, being nudged, being pulled towards something that helps us, that enriches us, that frees us, whatever. So again, it could be you. That would kind of make sense position-wise because you do have the Chariot right next to the Emperor. And really, if I'm honest, Leo, you're really the Emperor. This very staunch, and oh, that makes sense. Because I'm like, Leo is normally so expressive. And for you to show up as the Emperor, that is not an energy of expression. It's very quiet. It's very, standoffish in a way. And now I'm seeing this situation where you might want to speak or act or move towards someone who may have been a POS in this situation. King of Wands, okay? Maybe you want to, give them a piece of your mind or more. I don't advocate that. I'm not here to encourage that, but that's what this feels like. Restraint. Yeah, for the sake of the entire situation, for the sake of keeping the peace, for the sake of not being further involved in any drama or trauma or bad situation. You offer safe harbor or safe passage. Safe harbor too, because we're going to talk about that in 2 seconds. Safe passage, safe harbor for somebody in need. And you do that skillfully by not blowing your top, by not engaging in low-level energy or low-level behavior such as, mouthing off, arguments, whether that get to a physical altercation. Because I feel that for some of you, especially if this is a person that you love and you care about, that you know personally, friend or family, and they've been attacked or they've been hurt, I know most Leo's reaction is to do that protection thing. 5th house, yes. I offer protection for everybody. Everybody. And I don't have kids. I say it almost every video. I don't have children. The only sign of a child I have here is maybe the 6, maybe the Page of Swords. But even without having children, I know instinctually most people would, I hate to say it, die or kill for their kids. And this is one of these situations where it feels like something has happened to my kid or something has happened to someone that I love, and I'm ready to go out here and shed some blood. And I'm not advocating anything. I'm just expressing what I feel, because that is the empathic in me. That is the empath quality of me. What it feels like is someone is out here ready to shed blood in order to protect someone. Very intense. Let's go ahead and get this over with. And I'm not trying to dismiss your situation, Leo. It's just, as a person, as a human being, I sympathize and I empathize, obviously, but I don't want to be in this any longer than I have to be, okay? And I'm sure you and everybody else feels the same way. 6 of Swords. Listen, it mirrors and is probably, the minor arcana version or something similar to the Chariot. This is the actual action, or this is the visual of it. You see this guy rowing the boat. He's got 2 people, a mother and a child, presumably, or woman and child, presumably, in that boat, huddled up, moving away. Now, the caveat, not the caveat, but what is actually being shown is two things. The actual move, the actual departure from one place to another, okay? U-Haul truck or not. But what it also is showing you is that 6 swords go with. 6 swords go with. Meaning, the memory will remain. There will still be something that needs to be communicated about this. So if this turns into a criminal case, or this turns into some type of caseworker, or a case that needs to be filed with Child Protective Services, we're going to be talking with counselors, we're going to be talking with trauma specialists, or maybe even seeing doctors. There will be further communication about all of this. It's not easily sewn up. This is not, put a bow on it and everything is great. No, this will continue. Leaving this situation, leaving those choppy waters and going to smoother waters, yes, that's good. We're improving, right? We're going from 10 swords in the back to six swords in a boat. Preferable, right? But it's still very sensitive. It's still very touchy. It is not easily forgotten or ever will be forgotten. But progress is the hopeful part of it. Progress here, progress here. Even though the Emperor isn't moving, you Leo might not be moving in your position. Like I said, you might be holding yourself back. You might be keeping yourself on a tight leash as to not explode and make things worse. But the Emperor does increase and decrease the size of his empire. And I'm only saying him because it's a guy on the card. If you're a female and you're the Emperor, perfect. But that is also movement. Expanding an empire or decreasing an empire. That is also movement or progress, yeah? So there's a lot of moving parts here. I like that about it. The history of it, what is to like? It's unfortunate. It's very painful. It's very heartbreaking. But moving out of that, getting to a place of healing, perfect. That's what we need to focus on here. Now your outcome, Leo, for November, 4 of Swords. More swords than you know what to do with. A lot of sword energy, so a lot of mental conflict, a lot of mental strife and struggle, a lot of communication problems here, or not communication problems, but it might come down to, and I will go back here for 2 seconds, because I don't really like this person. This King of Wands could also be the type of person who's like, well, that's not how I heard it. Well, he said something differently, or she said something different, so I don't know who to believe. And it's just like, shut up. See, I went to them for 2 seconds and now I'm done. So all of the swords energy, 10, 6, 8, 4, and Page of Swords, tons of swords. A lot of talking is going on about this situation. This might even be on like the local news or something, or be written about in your paper. Like, everybody has an opinion about what happened with this person, or what happened with whoever. Everybody has something to say. As a result, you and those that you care about, those that you're close with, take a break. 4 of Swords, take a break. Put your mouth, put all communication on ice. It's so raw. It's like an open wound, and people keep wanting to peel the bandage off and poke at the wound. And it's like, if you're like being approached by like journalists or news reporters about this situation or something like that, or even people in your family or friend circle, hey, tell me what happened here. We're not talking about it. We're just not talking about it right now. We can't talk about it. Maybe this is a gag order of a sort. I think when things happen with kids, like, it's sealed because they're children, right? They're minors, so things get sealed. So this is absolutely zipping of the lips. It also allows for mental rest because, as you can see, this person is on a coffin, or it's for a little bit of levity. It's like that scene in Star Wars where Han Solo gets put in, what is he, in carbonite or something like that? And he gets frozen. So it's kind of like that. So this is good because after all this turmoil, all of this drama, all of this just bubbling up and explosive revelations. It feels like revelations. Now that everything's out in the open, everybody can again release, take a rest. Take a rest. Oh my gosh. Your overall energy. Six of Pentacles. So this is about fairness. This is about it is about mistreatment, because I forget who I was doing it for. It might have been Aries. But I mentioned in that reading that there was someone, and that, I'm not saying that's not what's going on here. So let me go ahead and get away from that. Never mind. But this is about what's fair, and essentially what you can see as mistreatment or an abuse of power or a neglecting stance to take has been dressed up as actually being balanced and correct, and it's not. Like, I'm getting this sense, and again, if this is not your situation, or it's, not specifically what you're dealing with, please just like try and plug in the example as it fits. If it doesn't fit, I apologize. But what I'm seeing here is, again, a person who had a child and that child was taken away to foster care, to another relative or whatever. And under that other person's care, the child was neglected, abused, whatever. That has been painted as fair, especially in the case, if I'm honest, it feels like a mother gets her child back, and while in the care of the father, the mistreatment happens, the neglect happens, and under the not purview, but under the idea of, well, that's my kid too, I'm that kid's father, I raise them how I choose. That is what is being painted as A-okay. And it's not. It's fucking not. But because I raised the kid, or I helped make the kid, that's the argument. I'm the other parent here. I have a say, or I am in my rights to treat this kid how I want. Fucking hell, you're not. So I'm going to stop. But I hope you get what I mean. There will be balance put into this situation going forward. It's just hard because Leo wants to do so much more than what Leo has been allowed to do. Again, in terms of, oh, right, and there's scales on this card, right? There's scales being held over the guy in blue, right? So if this is turned over to the courts, if this is family court, if this is criminal cases, whatever, Leo, you've been held back for a reason, because it would just complicate matters. It would make it worse. Or you're being bound to the decorum of the court. So if you're going to testify, or you're going to make a statement, or you're going to a deposition, things are being stricken from the record. Evidence is not allowed to be shown because either counsel, either attorney is just like, no, we're not putting that into evidence. And you're just like, but that needs to be known. And it's just like, due to the confines of the court, Leo can only do so much. I feel at home, or where you and this person reside privately or are able to come together, that is where you do your best work, because this Emperor is really doing, I feel, the best work he or she can do to make sure this Eight of Swords person feels comfortable and is feeling safe. Okay? Leo, God, I'm sorry. This was such a deep reading, but it feels so correct for someone. If it resonates with just one person, I'm happy. I did my job. But this is reality. This is life. I know this is going to touch for a lot of you. If you liked it, if it resonated with you, you can do all those things. You can like, share, subscribe, and comment. I would appreciate it. Despite having to deliver such a powerful and possibly upsetting message for you guys. Leo, I'll be back in about 2 weeks to do the mid-Novembers. I will also be back, as I said at the top, Thanksgiving week to do general live readings for anybody who shows up in the chat. You can look for announcements on the community page or the community tab here on YouTube, or even on your mobile. There's like a tab that you can scroll across and see it. As that date approaches, I'm going to announce when that actually will happen. You have that to look forward to as well. And then in December, since they were a fairly good reception to them, I'm going to bring back the no communications reads, so you have a lot to look forward to. Make sure you're subscribed, hitting the notification bell so you can be up to date on everything, okay? Leo, oh man, I really thank you. If you hung in here the entire time, I really thank you for watching, and I really do appreciate you hanging in here with me throughout this entire reading, okay? Take care, guys. Bye.